people have their questions ready from yesterday.
I'm not ready. Oh my god.
Hey, what's up, Jeff?
Hey, how you doing?
Not too bad, man. Long time no see.
Yeah.
So how's
How you
life?
doing over there?
Doing all right. How's life back in St. John?
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Anyway, they have a number of questions designed. They're working on a web folio right now, and the web folio is essentially the first task is for them to create a website, to create a personal brand for their future careers. It doesn't have to be university, but as long as they're thinking about their career and making a website that they can begin to develop. So my question, I guess, or they're going to have some questions to basically get some advice from you. But do you have like a brief synopsis of what personal brand? I knew you'd turn that on. I saw it too. Anyway. Wait, hold on.
I think I got you picking your nose there.
Do this one. You do the one.
So, you close my door. What was that?
So you can always do
Close my
the
door.
the kids are. Anyway. So, can you just give a brief synopsis of what personal brand is for you and why it's important for these guys to have that?
A personal brand.
Online.
A personal brand online. It needs to be as authentic as possible. The whole idea is that when somebody meets you in person, they shouldn't be surprised by anything because you accurately represented yourself online.
Yeah, I like that. Actually,
You see what I mean? That's the big test. If I were to meet you, say I got to know you online. Like I read your bios, I saw your photograph, I've seen, your skills and all that stuff. And then I meet you someday. Like I get to know you through your online profile, and then I meet you someday. I shouldn't be surprised by what I meet.
Yeah. Now, it's interesting. I'm just going to get pictures too, because why not? What? That's true. Now, it's interesting because can you hear me, Jeff?
Oh yeah,
That's crazy. I love this microphone.
I know. It's good. What are you using?
Yeti.
What is it like? Are you wearing it?
No. It's literally right by my computer. Here.
It's what did you call it?
It's a Yeti.
I've got a blue snowball.
Yeah. My boss bought this one for me before I left. I love the snowball. But, so essentially, Jeff and I actually first basically got to know each other online. Now at the time, I would say I'm not so sure my personal brand was the best, but there was no surprises when I met Jeff. He had a number of different pages, that defined who he was. And we can actually go take a look at those because they're going to be a case study for us to go take a look at. Just to let you know.
Okay.
So if you get a bunch of hits from Beijing, you know why they're coming and where they're coming from.
Yeah.
But all these kids have VPNs, so it may say like LA and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys must have questions, so I'm opening the floor to you. Don't be shy now, because I know you're going to be. But Jerry, why don't you kick us off?
There you go, Jerry.
Hi, Jeff.
Hello.
What's your greatest achievement online?
My greatest achievement online?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I ever thought of anything in terms of achievements. I don't know. Like, what would you call an achievement?
Like, greatest thing you've done.
Like what?
A great thing that you've done.
A great thing that I've done. Some things that I think are fun are, in the early days of Twitter, I started a hashtag for RC, that's caught on and is kind of the hashtag that everyone uses who lives in the urban part of our city. It's called Live Life Uptown, and I started using it one day and it caught on, and that's basically, would you say, Bill, that's the de facto hashtag about community?
Yeah, like, there's not one here, but like, there's back home in St. John, like, you guys might use that's where I'm from. Weibo is what you guys use here typically and that kind of stuff. And back home, we use Twitter, and there's like a hashtag that will group like conversations. So there's people that I don't really follow, but like you'll see like a constantly updated Live Life Uptown. I personally use the hashtag a lot, especially when I lived uptown. But that one caught on, and it's amazing to see St. John on Twitter actually, because when I want to get my news, I don't go to the TJ. Jeff. Like I go to Twitter.
What?
I don't go to the Telegraph Journal. Like I go to Twitter and check out what the conversation is on Live Life Uptown, People City, Vote SJ if there's an election, and Renaissance City. If you look at those hashtags, you'll be able to see the conversation that's out there. So I think it might be an idea to kind of get an idea. I think when I'm looking at that, if I'm looking at getting into an art school, I can come up with a hashtag or something like that defines me or defines what I want to get into, or see if there are popular ones out there that I can kind of jump on board with. Because if you
so the things that would be one of my favorite accomplishments would be that.
Cool.
And I started the Think City and People City as well. And they're all kind of, I don't know, I think City can be a little bit more influential, but People City, I think, has had its effect. It's going to get us a rebuild of Main Street.
Really? Alright, does anyone else have any other questions then? Personal brand, website, portfolio? Candy? Yeah, just go ahead, you can hear it. Nice and loud though.
What website builder do you use?
Like what website builder would you suggest for these kids starting out?
What website builder?
Yeah.
Well, I'm a big fan of WordPress. I'm a big fan of WordPress. Tumblr has its uses, and it's easy. I think that you can accomplish a lot just with a Plus profile. And, even using Google Plus as a blogging platform is pretty good. As long as you're not too obsessed with, about like a brand label.
Yeah.
Because you can't brand your Google Plus presence in the same way you can a website. But if that's not essential to you, I think that Google Plus is a great profile. You can put a lot of information there. One of my favorite features is that you can mark off where you live. And I find that's a really important factor when you get to know someone. So you guys may not have experienced this yet while you're young, but as you get older, as an adult, and you meet people in other parts of the world, or you make friends at a different school from all places, one of the most important things that you'll want to know about a person that you meet is where you're from, or where have you lived before. So let's say I meet Phil. I'm in your city and I meet Phil. One of the first things I'm going to say to him is, where are you from? He's going to say, I'm from Canada. I'll say, really? Canada? I'm from Canada too. Where in Canada are you from? Well, I'm from this little province, New Brunswick, this city called St. John. No kidding! I'm from St. John too! So now we've got this connection that we've made. So that one measurement that Google Plus has, where you live, is a really important little measure, I think.
Nice.
So there are things like that a social network profile can do for your website can't.
Wow. Candy, follow up, yeah?
But isn't it dangerous to show the private information?
That is what she's asking about, like private information being put online. I think that's the thing that's a great conversation to have with kids these age. What are your thoughts about kids in grade 8 doing something like a Google Plus page?
You really need to get to know the filters.
Yeah.
Google Plus is the easiest channel to filter your content. So that what I mean by that is, like, create a circle just for my family, right? So my daughter was allowed to use Google Plus only. until she's 13. And she's only allowed to have a circle for her family, like her cousins and uncles and aunts and everyone, and then a circle for her immediate family, like just me and my wife and her brother and herself, that's it. So until she was 13, she was only allowed to share with people who cared for her. So it was, it's because Google Plus is built for filter, it has that filter built into its basic functionality that makes it easy, but you can do a lot of those things on Facebook.
Yeah.
Filter who you're sharing your content with. Basically, the best rule of thumb is that don't ever share anything online that you don't mind your grandmother seeing. If you would be embarrassed if, a relative who you really respected saw what you shared, if you would be embarrassed by it, then don't share it.
Thanks. Yeah.
Because they're going to be able to, right? So even though in 2013, we don't have a culture, there's no culture anywhere in the world where everybody uses social media and everybody knows what each other's sharing. But we're going to get there. It's going to be really easy. Like, if I want to know what Phil's up to, I'm not going to have to chase him down on his Twitter account or look at his Facebook account or look at his LinkedIn account. Social media is going to come together a lot more. So your grandparents will see the content that you post this year. If they want to, they'll see it. And so you really need to be sharing things mindful of the fact that, a 35-year-old Jerry might not like what a 13-year-old Jerry shared.
I loved your post there a while ago about, I'm glad that I am the age that I am and I didn't have Facebook and Google Plus when I was 13 because, wow.
Yeah.
I would have made some mistakes. And 30-year-old Phil would not like what 13-year-old Phil wrote.
That's right. Right.
Any other questions, girls? Guys? Gotta have tons. You wrote down like 3 each. Don't be shy. Yeah? Or hold on, Jerry.
What's a sudden eye catcher that I can use on my website?
A what?
A sudden eye catcher.
Oh, an eye catcher. Like what's something to draw attention to the site?
Well, based on my point of view, it's relationships that bring attention to your site. Like you socialize with people on social channels and they develop an interest in you and they go look at your site. They go look at what you have what you're offering, but
I think that's a good point though, Jeff. I would switch it. I think there's a misconception that they need to have a flashy logo or something like that, but that's not the thing that is going to drive people to like your site. If they see something flashy they like, that's great. That's like 2 seconds. But then after that, what's going to keep them there?
See, the thing that reaches out, so you may have something really cool right here, right? A cool product, or a cool website, or a cool thing. But the way that people find out about those cool things, or your cool website, is through relationships, through people. Social media is what gets the word out and pulls people in. That's where you get people's interest in you. So you need to get really good at the relationships, or else no one's ever going to come in to see the cool thing you've got. Relationships are the key. Getting to know people, being open to them, being, the whole goal of what you're doing online, like your profiles that you build, the whole point is to get someone interested in getting to know you better, right? So you'll see people get their photograph taken for their social media profile and they care about what their hair looks like or what kind of shirt they're wearing or, the facial expression. None of that matters. The only thing that matters is, do you look like somebody that I would like to get to know better? That's it, right? Your picture, your biography, your skills, all that stuff is just meant to interest me in getting to know you better. Because it's the conversations that we have and the content that you share and how we interact with it, that's what builds our relationship. Your profile is just the first step. Like the thing that makes me interested. And so you think about what it's like in real life. Like you meet, you know, you want to really connect with a person. So you think about your friends that are in your classroom. They didn't earn your interest or your friendship by being outrageous and outspoken and, you know, a walking billboard, a walking advertisement, right? Like that's not how you make friends.
That's awesome. So,
Yeah.
now, any other questions? Okay.
What do you do when your blog gets hacked?
When your blog gets what?
Tag.
Tag? Hacked. Oh.
Can you repeat that for me?
You basically said what happens when your blog gets hacked. Alright,
In our part of the world, if our social networks got hacked, businesses would go under, really. It's, you know, Google. If Google got hacked and people sold data, that'd be the end of Google.
That's true. Well, we were trying to use stuff like SkyDrive accounts. Just take a picture.
What?
We're trying to use like different accounts like Microsoft SkyDrive for some stuff because it's least likely to get hacked here.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's still something to be mindful of. Any other content you guys want to ask about? Anything you want to put on the site? Yes, no? You guys are all shy this morning. This is like my noisiest class. They're always they always want to talk. Now
You guys are wild.
they're just off the hinges right now. Sam, you had a question?
How can I create the blogs?
How can you create? Well, basically, we're going over WordPress. There's another. If you can take a look at Way by Dub, someone just pointed out in Squarespace. I'd never seen them before until this morning. But hang on, taking a picture. I'm really good to see you, man.
Yeah, you too.
Good to see a friendly face from back home.
Yeah. Thanks for this.
Hey, have a good one.
Talk to you
Yeah, later, Jeff.
soon. Bye.
That's awesome. Anyway, so let's stop recording.